Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to use OTD Live so that you are well equipped and know what you're doing. So I'll start with what it'll look like on your phone, and then I will switch to what it'll look like on your computer, the desktop version of it.
All right, so you will see that I have my OTD Live saved as what looks like an app. Technically, it's still a web browser, but if I click on it, it opens just like a app does, but it opens it up right in my web browser. So that's how that works. If you want to figure out how to do that, you click on this little circle on the bottom right-hand corner, and that's kind of like the help thing. And there's a bunch of how-tos in there, and then that second one you see is how to add OTD Live to your mobile device. You can do that for Android or for iPhone, either one, it works. So let me just walk you through a couple of these features. You'll see that you have three main sections. At the top, you have your name, you have in the middle the Heritage Youth, and at the bottom, you have groups. So let's start there at the top with My Dashboard. If you click on that, that'll open up to your groups tab of your personal dashboard. You will not see that many groups. You will only see one because you're only in one, but I'm the admin, so that's why I have more. You click on your to-dos. That will filter in from your groups, which I'll show you in a bit how those work, but that's where your to-dos are. And then here you'll see your current private studies. You have to enable these from your study library if you want to be able to actually use them. So if you see that little plus sign, that's how I would add that to my personal studies. Now you see it up here in my personal studies. Otherwise, you cannot use it. It'll just be in preview mode and you won't be able to answer it. But if you are somebody who wants to be able to answer your questions without everybody seeing that, that would be where you'd want to do that. And so you'd click on those. So like I'd open this up, and if today was April 1st, I'd see the on track right there, and I'd start answering the questions. You can see I've already got a test answer in there. And so that's where you can use it if you want to keep it just to yourself. Now, I will ask that if you do that, please also make sure you post something in the group so that the group is able to interact on what you are learning and what you're getting out of your devos. But again, if you are somebody who wants to keep a couple things to yourself, that's fine as well. Now here in the middle, you see the Heritage Youth page. That's what's called the organizational page. You will use this for almost nothing. This is more for me to be able to feed into your individual groups. But you'll see here on the discussion page, I will use this occasionally to post like an announcement, like you'll see down here. I tagged the group and I talked about that to do that I created. So occasionally I'll use that for announcements. That's basically it, though. You will not need to look at that very often. Where you're going to spend most of your time is in the groups. Now, so I will, again, you will only see one, but I'll go to my group. And when you click on your group, you will always be brought to your discussion page. And that's kind of like the home page, if you will. At the top there, you can see your upcoming to-dos, which you can actually click on right from there. But I'll show you how that works in a second. But then down in your discussion, if you want to post a prayer request, if you want to post an update, anything like that, you can do right here. And if you use the at function, you'll see that every member of your group comes up, and then you can also tag the whole group if you click on group. So that's how that works. And so then you just hit done when you've finished creating your message. The to-dos is the next tab over. Think of that like the reminders app on your phone. And I'll use that. I will go into each group and I'll create reminders for checking out the Bible study resources that I have created. And you can just click on that. It's a link. Oh, I didn't mean to double click. There we go. And that'll go right to the book that we are currently studying in the Bible study resources. So you can see that we're in Revelation. And so I kind of explain a couple things. I have a book summary there that I've linked for you that you can open right up and read. And that talks about the outline of the book, who wrote the book, why they wrote the book, just helpful stuff like that. And then there's also the videos which you can from the Bible Project, which are super helpful, and you can either watch them right in here, or if you want to, you can have them open up in your in YouTube app or something. You can do it that way as well. Either way is fine. And then if I come across anything else that's helpful, or if I make anything else that's helpful, I will also post that in here. Basically, I'm just trying to help you as we study this book, especially since we can't right now get together. I'm going to give you some of the information that typically, if I were to preach on a book at the beginning, I would kind of give you some overview type information. And so that's where some of that will be. So that is the to-dos tab. And then if I go to the studies tab, this is where you'll spend, again, most of your time. You'll see there that the Bible study resources, that's where we just were. And then you'll see the OTD, the on track for this month. So again, we could pretend that today is April 1st. If you click on that little button that looks like an eye, that will remove some of the distractions at the top there. That's kind of so you can just focus on the on track. At the top, you'll have the date, you'll have the passage. You can click on that and then it opens it up. If you hit the More button, that'll open up a new tab with the entire passage. And so you could do that to read it right on your phone. Then you can read the devotional thought from our very own D. White, a genius he is. And then down you can see that there's the questions just like your booklet on track, and you can just type in answers. You can see this is obviously from several days ago, so I've already answered this. But if you wanted to, you could edit them as well. If you maybe spelled something wrong, or you want to go back, had an additional thought, you could go back and edit that. And then you can see everybody else's answers there, which for me, I think is the coolest thing about this, because now I don't have to wait till Sunday to talk with Justin about what he learned from Revelation chapter 1. I can actually do it right here, and I can tag him, and we can have a whole conversation right there about what we're learning and what God is teaching us. And so that is the main functions of OTD Live. If you click on the next tab over in your groups, that's just the members page, which you won't need. And then you actually won't see this one on the far right because that's the settings and you are not the administrator. So you will not see that. But that is how to use the mobile version. And next we will go to desktop.
Alright guys, so now I'm going to show you how to use the desktop version. It is exactly the same, it just looks slightly different. One thing you'll notice is you can hit this to either toggle this side column to either stay there all the time, so you can't get rid of it, or if you click it again, now it'll go away and get thin, if you will. But you'll notice you still have your dashboard at the top, your organizational in the middle, and your individual groups at the bottom. So you go to your dashboard, again it looks the same, only difference is just how it's laid out. You see all your groups, which again you'll only see one, and then your name and your picture over here. You've still got your to-dos, which feed in from your groups, and you've still got your private library, which again you can add to if you so desire, and then you can open it up right there. So that's your dashboard. The organizational page, again, is the exact same how you use it, just laid out slightly differently, but you still basically only need to worry about this discussion page where I will occasionally post announcements. And then the main thing again is your individual group page. You'll notice that on the desktop version you can see a little bit more at once, obviously because it's bigger, but you've got your group name, you've got your to-dos, but you also have your studies, so you can actually click on those right there, and then you'll see your members in the group right down there. But how everything functions is exactly the same. You can type a message into your group, into your discussion. You can go to your to-dos, and again you can click on that and it opens right into the book study just like on the mobile. You can click on that and open up in a new tab. You can watch the videos right in here, or if you want you can click on that and it'll take you to YouTube in a separate thing. Again, it's up to you how you want to view that. And then in your studies you can go to the current one for today, and if you click again on that, that will make it distraction free, and we can pretend that today is April 1st and you've got your date at the top, you've got your passage, which again you can click on and it'll take you to a new tab with the entire passage. So you can read it there if you desire, and then there's the devotional thought from Dwight, and there's the questions, which you can answer right in there, and again you can have that interaction right in the group and not have to wait for Sundays to be able to interact with each other. So that is how the desktop version works. Again, it's the exact same as the mobile, just how it's laid out that looks slightly different. Doesn't matter to me which way you use it. That is totally your preference. So that concludes my little tutorial for how to use OTD Live. Hope it's helpful. If you have any questions, please shoot me a text, email, whatever. I want to be helpful to you guys, so please reach out to me if you have any questions on how to use this.